Hey guys, it's Kusi. While for now the hot days are over in which I feel all hot and bothered in a non-kinky way, sweaty in kind of a gross way, and butthurt in a I'm actually still butthurt. Today we witnessed some weirdness. We got grade A griefing, about 12 hours of recording, of which I cut down roughly 82% because it's just queue times, and besides the overwhelming urge to accept that maybe I am the issue, as I'm the only steady variable in this motherload of key bricks, we will learn today that doing this series for 3.4k with total strangers in a puck environment this late into the season was an idea that was just as smart as running face first into Thomas the Tank Engine on max speed. So buckle up as we learn the harsh truth about the LFG system at this time of the season, which pretty much describes my dating life. A lot of preparation, a little bit of heating up, and you're back in queue. But while I am way too old to brag about failed dates, I'd rather showcase you my new body count, which you can become part of by subscribing to the channel. Also like the video if you want to see my Tinder profile next episode. Alright, so the last episode ended kinda heartfelt with an actual message to the players that simply aren't ready to play higher keys yet, aka those muppets who break my keys non-stop. So let's take a look at the 15th seed I mentioned last episode. This one has it all. Main character syndrome, big banish gameplay, pig squeals, juicy jukes, and grade A griefing. And all of that in the first area, including the boss fight. First and foremost, I want to apologize for my damage windows, as I usually have current damage and overall, but something got messed up. I mean, I was streaming this, so surely I will figure this out eventually. Hashtag believe. And I want to highlight this mage's damage. Big burst, massive spike, at pretty much 1 million. And keep that in mind, 1 million, slightly above 1 million. And the only reason why I show you this is to tell your dreams come true. If you work hard enough, master your spec, you put in the effort, you are willing to learn, and you are not spending your entire evening on the hub, you too can bust like a big boy in game. And I also show you this because he was stroking himself like Hisoka when fighting Gon, and yes, that is a Hunter x Hunter reference. Deal with it. Also because, spoilers, he ain't popping anything else afterwards. What a dog shit spec. No sir, you just did 1 mil, alright? Not 1.2. 1. Look man, I'm all about the fake it till you make it stuff, but at least make sure nobody edits in the truth. But coming back to the actual dungeon. During the boss, I got griefed twice. The first time, someone tried to force hug me when being targeted by the jump, which I don't appreciate. The second one is what I call an SOT screw job. And you may think that it's the kinky swinger party you were conceived. It was actually the nastiest thing known to tankind. He moved the boss up the stairs so the big frontal looks all weird and is actually not visible at all. And then I look all weird and not visible at all. Imagine, they tried to miss out on these portal jukes. Wow. But while our mage decided to wipe the floor with himself a couple of times to assumingly give me a chance to catch up, our paladin thought that this is what we're doing now and collapsed twice during the boss. However, instead of slapping his meat in excitement for some big crits, the paladin stayed humble. He eventually did time the key, and our shaman kindly explained that our pink ranger wasn't ready yet for these key levels. Not because there were more deaths than others, but because the paladin usually has it a bit easier than others to survive. And because he kinda didn't use any survivability whenever he needed to, or when it was too late, if even. But that's how you do it. Gently remind someone and give them a feedback if reasonable. Afterwards, it's up to them if they think about it or not, but your job is done. How to not do it, you will see later by yours truly. Before that, however, I want to explain to you how my, I'ma say, unpleasant attitude towards the game grew. You see, when you finish a key, disregarding of timing it or depleting it, you are rewarded with a different key for a different dungeon. And while that is technically correct, for some reason I have a weird feeling that at midnight, it's kinda rigged, because mine legit just rotated between seed and pit. Every third or fourth key I might get a sneaky Magus' Terrace in there to blow off some steam, but then it's just right back into either seed or pit. Anybody else experienced this lately? Because I have this on so many characters. It's not always those two dungeons together, but it always feels like two specific dungeons are heavily overrepresented in my bags. I got so tilted that I started to just give up super fast, which is absolutely not the attitude you need to finish a goal of a rating. So to make me laugh, I look at this. It's really funny when you see the shaman wind up his juice, breaking his own hands, activating that puzzle box, use ascendance, target the focus he wants, and then he does that. You hate to watch it, but you love to see it. As an enhancer player myself, been there, done that. I was just making sure nobody's recording it. rookie mistake. But instead of complaining even more, I put my money where my mouth is. And nah, just kidding, I complained a lot while doing the shitty plus 14 key that doesn't get me anywhere. But at least I can see a new dungeon. Are you f***ing kidding? Nah, I got caverns. Bet you thought, right? So my Zyra Caverns is a key I was excited about. Not only because it's far away from crawling voyages or Sharon's Pit, but because it has a lot of big pulls. And since big pulls mean big shard regeneration, which means a lot of Rain of Fire, which means the green special effects on the green floor are confusing the shit out of every colorblind person in the chat, because if this face stands for something, it's confusion. Yet, while happily pulling the big pig with the long nose into the building, the confusion got to me too. Cause when I saw that pull, my first idea was, are you dumb? Elephants are clearly not indoor animals, bro. And I was right, he didn't make it. 07 for our boy, big hairy ass nose thief, the elephant. You'll be missed, son. And while WoW's urge to force us towards animal abuse is not a secret, it gets kinda sad when you have to deal with the father-son relationship in which either one has to watch the other rest in pieces. Well, at least it's not ethnic cleansing of blood trolls again.
Blood trolls are bad dudes.
Okay.
They're pretty black. We're gonna kill them.
Got it. Next question.
This run was as clean as it gets, is what I would say, if our tank didn't think the same thing, which led him to finally wake up and remind himself that this is a pucky. So he did some puck things. Double caster pack and the big guy, yeah, I mean it could have been worse, right? But clearly shouting my frustration into a turned off mic that it totally doesn't record everything I say on both my phone, my PC, and the spy pigeons outside helped me to become more diverse in my key game, Skyreach. Now, similar to Pit, Seed, Caverns, Windrunners, AA, and Nexus Point, so pretty much every dungeon but Magis's, you can figure out the potency of the party on the first pull. Do you go ham? Or does it go south? Generally speaking, you don't need to pull the entire platform even on 17s, but sure it helps, even though it's not required. Guardian Druids, however, have about 1 minute of incarnation uptime, so they, frankly, don't give a shit. This was also a boost job in a way, because while this Guardian Druid was a 4K player, his Arms Warrior friend was clearly not. So you ask yourself, why would I invite them? Well, because the Warrior had a similar rating to me and a similar gear too, so I thought it's clearly an alt. Just keep that in mind. And while he proved me wrong in the first few minutes of the key, ensuring he would be top listed player on every death counter known to man, going 3 for 3, our monk had very encouraging words of advice for him. Stop die. Unfortunately, I didn't read that in time, so I managed to get myself on the podium next to the Warrior right away. But I wouldn't be the 5-time rank 1, clearly no cheat YouTuber if I couldn't learn from my mistakes. So what could we have done to lift this? Well, let's see. Unending Resolve on cooldown. Unlucky. Dark Pact on cooldown. Guess I was using it. Mortal Coil.
What?
Mortal Coil on cooldown. Huh. Healthstone on cooldown. So, aha. Health potion. I could have easily... Yeah, who am I kidding? I had 2 lasers on me, man. I am cooked. Literally roasted. But on the boss, I tried to showcase my ability to take back shots, which at the time of writing the script didn't sound as naughty as saying it out loud. Nonetheless, I was a grade A soaker. I need to stop this, man. Even wiggling between 2 of them to minimize the pressure. Okay, hold up. Who wrote this script?
That's gay as hell.
All while my pet was looking at me like a damn cock, not doing anything else. I'm pretty sure Saloon recommended me to use pet attack macros in my spells on the day 1 when I was recording this. And 2 weeks later, I'm still here, man. Quickly pan to the quick meter to showcase I'm not that useless. Stop die. Unfortunately, the low damage on the Warrior in general and the disturbingly low boss damage of yours truly led to us having a real tight timer. So tight in fact that I was kinda upset we even attempted this instead of just abandoning, which means I do have a 16 Skyreach to play instead of getting another Seed or Pit. Luckily, Big Daddy Ian felt my despair and so he sent me a full party wipe from the heavens. And that's why he is my Blizzard GOAT. And this call was brilliant, because we smoked the 16 Skyreach with no silliness, lean as a whistle, an old rusty whistle, to time myself another 16 for 81 rating and a 17 to play. Man, I feel like ever since I complained about my luck with my keys, they started to give me random keys to make fun of me. But hey, making fun of me, also something the tank did for my upcoming AA run. Okay, so first, I had a monk, right, who, when I invited him, asked for an evoker for the bleed removal. Which is a fair thing to ask for, unless you're the most mobile tank in the game. So that was kinda a red flag. Second red flag was him kiting the entire damn time for no reason, which made my Rain of Fire look like a spicy squirt at max. And then the third red flag. The ultimate red flag. The 15 afterwards was what I would like to call a basic puck experience. a bunch of deaths, none of which are important. So it's a basic timed key, no special explanation. Which led me to this. Reset day. Start of the turbulent time ways. Which means for the cheap price of 5 time walk dungeons, you get a brand new hero raid item from the lottery, which could contain stuff like the trinket from the 4-legged boss, the trinket from the technically 8-legged boss because it's 2 drakes, or the trinket from the Void Babe Illyria that I have never seen before because I have never bothered to take that chick down in general. Or you get this shit. I mean, cool stuff, I guess, but it's hero, so I upgraded that thing to Mythic for the transmog and then continued my hunt for trinkets that matter. One of which was the Eye of Valgor, the other one, the Gaze of the Allseer. We out here collecting eyes like it's the new collectible trash those American influencers go to war over. But be careful! When you stare into the gaze will stare into you as well. Come on, gimme, fuck!
Daddy, chill.
Come on, man, I can feel it. Gaze me, daddy.
What do you mean by that?
Woo! Oh, baby. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Narcissus Gaze with the Voidance. And with that, the series is over. Huh? Oh, right, he's a myth, I forgot. Now, I could do 2 things now. Either I show you the first key of the week in form of the Magus' Terrace, which probably had the most unpleasant route, some minor hiccups, your boy getting his back blown out by some tiny worms, pause, and then went kinda south at the end to make it tight, and yet it got timed for a happy end, which means we can leave this episode in a positive and good mood, no hard feelings, WoW is great, life is great, and you are great. For liking this video. Or I show you the crash out, the despair. Me going absolutely feral on a tank that may or may not deserved it, after getting shafted from tank's decision making for literal hours, watching my keys getting bricked from 70s to 15s in AA, Nexus Point, of course Seed, AA again, Windrunner, Seed again, AA again. I hate my life. So what will it be? Positive smooth sailing or the anger that nearly got me in trouble? Well, I know what you want. I know exactly what you want.